Hello everybody, welcome to this review of Chapter 1 of Ingersoll Lockwood's Baron Trump's Marvellous Underground Journey. By now, I know you've heard of Baron Trump's Marvellous Underground Journey with his dog Bulger by Ingersoll Lockwood, but you've never read it. You may have even purchased it like I did, and it's been sitting around my house. Today I finally got around to reading it. Now I thought all the internet hype was just clickbait to talk about, to capitalize off of the Donald Trump time travel theories. This is, so far, I've read chapter 1, and it's not about time travel, it's about the hollow earth theory. So in chapter 1, Baron Trump reads this book by this guy named Don Fum. This book entitled A World Within a World, and it's about the hollow earth theory. Okay, that's on the first page of chapter 1. The first page has a biographical notice of Wilhelm Heinrich Sebastian von Trump, commonly called Little Baron Trump. It so happened at the time of Bulger's low spirits that the elder Baron had, through the kindness of an old school friend, come into possession of a 15th century manuscript from the pen of a no less celebrated thinker and philosopher than the learned Spaniard Don Constantino Bartolomeo Strepfum, commonly known among scholars as Don Fum, entitled A World Within a World. In this work, Don Fum advanced the wonderful theory that there is every reason to believe that the interior of our world is inhabited, that, as is well known, this vast earth ball is not solid, on the contrary, being in many places quite hollow, that ages and ages ago terrible disturbances had taken place on its surface and had driven the inhabitants to seek refuge in these vast underground chambers, so vast in fact as well to merit the name of World Within a World. And Don Fum is a shortened name of this really huge long name. And he's so captivated by it, and he's envisioning everything that's in the book, and he's got this dog named Bulger. Now, I hear people always talk about Baron Trump has a dog named Bulger, but they don't really explain it. So Bulger's his sidekick, and they're able to somehow communicate almost verbally to each other. They can't. The dog can't talk, but the dog somehow communicates to Baron. And it kind of alludes that they had an adventure in the past. So in the chapter, it goes about how Bulger's looking out the window, and then occasionally some of the animals will walk by and give him problems. And then he finds this tabby cat that has kittens near his dog bowl, and he goes to the Baron. He's like, "Hey, this ain't our life, man. We're adventurers. Let's go back on another adventure." And so they want to find the entrance. He calls it the portal to the hollow earth, to the world within the world. It literally says the world within the world. And Bulger finally convinces him. And then right as he does it, Baron Trump's dad comes in, and he asks the blessing of his dad to go seek out the portal to the hollow earth. "Well, little Baron, what thinkest thou of Don Fum's World Within a World?" "I think, my lord," was my reply, "that Don Fum is right, that such a world must exist, and with thy consent, it is my intention to set out in search of its portals with all safe haste, and as soon as my dear mother, the gracious Baroness, may be able to bring her heart to part with me." The elder Baron was silent for a moment, and then added, "Little Baron, much as thy mother and I shall dread to think of thy being again out from under the safe protection of this venerable roof, the moss-grown tiles of which have sheltered so many generations of the Trumps, yet must we not be selfish in this matter. Heaven forbid that such a thought should move our souls to stay thee, the honor of our family, thy fame as an explorer of strange lands and faraway corners of the globe, call unto us to be strong-hearted. Therefore, my dear boy, make ready and go forth once more in search of new marvels. The learned Don Fum's chart will stand thee by like a safe and trusty counselor. Remember, little Baron, the motto of the Trumps, per ardua ad astra, the pathway to glory is strewn with pitfalls and dangers, but the comforting thought shall ever be mine, that when thy keen intelligence fails, Bulger's unerring instinct will be there to guide thee. He could have just stayed happily in the castle, but he needed to go on his quest. And that's chapter 1. So join with me on this series. It's a 30-chapter book, so I might do 30 videos on it. This one's a little bit longer. It's on chapter 1. It's a short chapter, tiny text. But I'm going to try to make this book exciting. I'm not going to just narrate it. Maybe I might. In the end, I might just narrate it. If this thing gets so good, I might just narrate it. But I'm just going to give you the highlights and the overall summary of the chapter, because the way it's written, this is from the 1800s. So the way it's written, not all the words are the words that we use nowadays. But what a find this is. And this is turning out to be better than I thought it was. Like I said, I thought people were just trying to do clickbait to capitalize off the hype surrounding the Ingersoll Lockwood book. Oh, and the rumor is true. He does live in Trump Castle. But I haven't found out if it was in New York City, 5th Avenue yet. By the way, on the back of this book, it says that these novels are written in 1889 and 1893 by the American author and lawyer Ingersoll Lockwood, and they remained obscure until 2017 when they received media attention for perceived similarities between their protagonist and U.S. President Donald Trump. This is the second in the series of The Adventures of Baron Trump, published in 1893. And this is kind of sold like it's a kid's book, but it's really not a kid's book. If I was 5 years old, I wouldn't understand anything that I'm reading in this book. So chapter 1 is from pages 5 to 8, but the text is really small. So how about that first chapter? It's pretty amazing. It's about the Hollow Earth theory, Baron Trump's Marvellous Underground Journey by Ingersoll Lockwood. I took a look at it again because Really Graceful mentioned it in one of her recent videos. So I was like, all right, I already owned the book. I just never got around to reading it. So here we are. We're going to go on this journey. Pass this on to a couple friends. Like I said, I'm going to keep these videos pretty short, just to get to the meat. And I'm gonna make it right to what I believe.